Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Welcome to Smile to Jannah.
Welcome.
Smile to Jannah. Today we have a new guest with us today.
We do.
The brother, mashallah, will be introducing himself
My name's
to the
Hifzul.
viewers.
Yes. My name.
Smile to Jannah.
Okay. Yeah. My name's Hifzul, and I run a lot of employment support projects to help people get back into employment, education, or training. And I've come along here today to actually tell you what are the do's and don'ts about interviews. What are the things that you should really be highlighting when you're in interview situations, and what are some of the things that you should be avoiding. So yeah, enjoy the video. Inshallah, you find it beneficial, and let us know. Leave your comments, and yeah, if there's any follow-up videos that you want, let us know.
Don't talk about Salah in the interview.
At the interview stage, the thing you need to concentrate on the most is demonstrating that you can do the job. It's not to mention your salah, not that your salah isn't important. Obviously it's the most important part of your deen is your salah, but it's making sure that that's accommodated within your work schedule and not your interview. Because if you get the job, then alhamdulillah, they'll accommodate that anyway. Hi, how you doing, Zishan? You alright?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm sure you've read up about Marcus Cleaners Limited. We've been running for approximately about 45 years, going very well. We're all over England at the moment.
Basically, I'm gonna need Zohar off here. Now, Zohar is, let me finish. 1:30 is Zohar time, is Salah, prayer.
But what's
Then I will need time off for the Asr Salah, the Asr prayer, mid-afternoon.
But what is
Then I will need the sunset prayer off. That's from the Maghrib Salah.
I just want to know about what skills that you have to do this.
Yeah, I need Jummah off as well.
Being humble in the interview doesn't help.
Well, alhamdulillah, being humble is a fantastic thing, but there's appropriate times for you to be humble. And in an interview situation, you need to highlight all the things. You need to sing and shout, not literally, sing and shout about all the fantastic things that you've done, and really show off the skill sets, and make sure it's transferable skills. Actually, what have you done in your last job that really demonstrates what you can do and bring to this job? So Zishan, why should I hire you? What makes you special, and what makes you different from anyone else?
Bas, alhamdulillah, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, isn't it?
Zishan, what did you do in your last job? What sort of things have you been doing?
You know, you gotta stay humble. I don't really like blowing my own flute.
But what did you,
yeah.
what's your skill sets? What have you learnt from your last job? What have you taken away? What's your transferable skills that you've got, Zishan?
You know, Subhanallah.
I need to know what skills you've got to do this job.
Just whatever comes my way, comes my way.
Talk as though their job is the best.
So any job that you go for, actually, whether it's your number 1 job on your list or your number 10 job on the list, they have to believe that it's the job that you really want to do. And in what ways can you do that? Make sure you're enthusiastic in your interview. Make sure you're asking loads of questions in your interview. Make sure you're always smiling in your interview. The last thing that you want to do after leaving that interview is putting the job down. So Zishan, what made you apply for this job?
It's a cleaning job, man.
You know, there's a lot of jobs out there. Why have you chosen our company specifically?
It's a cleaning job. You just gotta do it, you know. Don't really have any other job, so you can do the cleaning job until I find something better.
You could seem a bit happier, I guess.
Yeah. When do I start, you know? When do I start this job?
Are you feeling alright?
It's clean, isn't it? What experience do I need to do some cleaning? Look. Just clean your table. I should get paid for this. How much you pay me for this?
Calm down, Zishan. First of all, you missed a bit here. And we have to go through the process before we can tell you how much we're going to pay you, or if we're even going to hire you.
Just get real with this. You can clean your laptop right here, right now. I will clean this.
Don't get angry if you don't get the job.
So yeah, if you get a rejection from a job, then don't be disappointed, don't get angry, don't be disheartened. There's plenty more opportunities out there for you, and maybe this wasn't the right job for you, but one thing that you do make sure you do is you make sure you get that feedback. Actually, why didn't you get that job? What was it that you could have done differently yourself to give yourself a better opportunity? And make sure you use this stuff. Don't have it as stuff that just comes and goes. Actually, actually use that constructive feedback that you get from the interview and use that when you're moving forward. So make sure you don't make the same mistakes again. So Zishan, thank you very much for coming along to the interview the other day. You really had a fantastic interview. We were really pleased with a lot of the answers that you gave. You know, you really shone above a lot of the other candidates that we had. But unfortunately, in this occasion,
are you winding me up?
Unfortunately not. In this occasion, you weren't. Let's not get personal now, Zishan. Zishan, calm down. It's okay. Just have a seat. Just have a seat. Just have a seat. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, you can reapply for the position sometime in the future. It's okay, Zishan. It's okay. Just.
If they ask about future plans, they mean within the company.
So when they're asking you about career and where do you really see yourself in 5 years, actually what they probably really want to know is how much investment are you going to put into the company? Have you thought about the progression ladder within their company and where you're going to take it? And have you thought about investing your time within their company? So, you know, stuff that you probably want to tell them, and the stuff that they probably want to hear is actually, yeah, you know, within a few years' time, I'd like to be a supervisor, a manager, maybe run a store or whatever it is, obviously relevant to the jobs that you're applying for. So Zishan, what's your plans for the future? Where do you really see yourself in 5 years' time?
Yeah. I should be planning to get a house or two, a wife or two, wink wink, yeah. Couple of kids, you know, a nice job, not your one, you know, your one's just the time pass, isn't it? But yeah, you know, just progressing in career, making the most of my life. No offense to you, mate, you know, cleaning's alright, but you know, you got to do something with your life, you know. You got to be hungry. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. What were we talking about?
There's no need to compromise the sunnah.
Don't feel that you have to go to an interview and hide your sunnah. Don't, because the HR process and the recruitment process these days is very fair, and it's done on a competency level from 1 to 5, dependent on the answers that you give them. They're not hiring you based on your looks, based on your beard, based on your hat, however you go to the interview. They're hiring you on your credentials and your experiences.
Hello, mate. Hello, mate. My job interview, mate. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah, it's all good.
Problem breathing.
No, it's fine. Look, I am your father. Yeah. You got my name? Dave?
Yeah.
Dave? Australian Dave?
Zishan.
Yeah, stick something on the baby.
Sorry.
It's Dave.
That's you.
No.
I've got a picture.
Okay. What?
I've got a picture.
Abort!
Obviously, you're not going to go to an interview dressed in your kurta pajama, let's say. Obviously, make sure you're always dressed smart. Make sure you're dressed for the part. Someone actually once told me, always dress for the job that you want. You can never be too smart. If you got a shirt and a trouser and you can put on a tie, put on a tie. If you got a suit, put on a suit. You'd rather be overdressed than underdressed in any interview. And don't feel that you have to compromise your deen for a job, because alhamdulillah, all rizq comes from Allah, and everything, you know, happens by the will of Allah. But your beard, there's nothing wrong with having a beard. There's other people that have a beard within the workplace and they're not even Muslim. Great bits that we really enjoyed about your interview, but unfortunately, what? You really stood out from. I know it's coming again.
Would you like to introduce yourself, brother?
Yes. Can let go now. Yeah. My name is
The viewers
Hifsul.
of Smart Decision Making.
You know, you really had a fantastic interview. You really shone above a lot of the other candidates.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
We
assalam.
have a new... What?
Huh?
Winding me up.
Just this time round.
Bloody cleaning job. Here's some extra interview advice.
Yeah, so whenever you're going to interview, there's a few key things that actually you really need to take into consideration. First and foremost, first impressions count for a lot. So when you walk through that door, make sure that impression that you give them is a fantastic one, and is one that is highlighting you to the best of your abilities. So make sure you're dressed well, make sure you present yourself, make sure you shake people's hand, make sure you're making eye contact when you're throughout your interview as well. Make sure when they're asking you you questions like, can you give us an example of when you've given great customer service? These are competency-based questions. They want to know about work situations where you can actually demonstrate that. And whenever they're asking you any questions that are competency-based, make sure you remember 3 points. And this is going to be the most important thing that I'm going to tell you today, is actually 3 points. And these 3 points are: what was the situation, what did you do directly to influence the outcome, and what was the outcome itself. So if they ask you about when did you provide good customer service, always just think 3 points. Actually, what was the situation, what did you do, and what was the outcome? That's all they want to know, and that's the thing that they'll be marking you on. So make sure you round off your answers, make sure you always just highlight the 3 main things, and actually that gives you opportunity to add more stuff to your interview. So you don't have to give one answer that takes 4 minutes, you can give 3 or 4 answers that take about 20 to 30 seconds each. Make sure anything that they're asking you, make sure you relate it back to a situation within work, where actually it highlights the stuff that you've done and not anyone else has done. Make sure when they're asking you, even when they ask you questions about, can you give us an example of when you've worked in a team to resolve a problem? Actually, yes, they want to know about how you work in a team, but actually they also want to see how can you lead that team, and can you highlight any skills of leadership. So when they ask you about team stuff, always say, well, yes, we had a problem within a team, this is what I done, I organised everyone, I done the road, I done this, I done that, and this resolved in us solving the problem. Make sure even when they ask you team questions, actually they really want to know about you personally. With regards to shaking hands, we know shaking hands with the opposite sex within the Sunnah is not permitted, but there's ways around this. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. Actually, these days in the work environment, a lot of people are aware of different people's beliefs and the requirements for them to fulfill them beliefs. So don't feel uncomfortable. If it means just a gesture of goodwill to say yes, you acknowledge them, they acknowledge you, that's perfectly alright. Don't feel that you have to compromise your deen in order for you to fulfill another need within the work environment. Just relax, feel comfortable, it's fine. Whenever you're working and mapping out your interview, if you know where your interview is located, do that journey. See how long it takes you to get there in a rush hour time. If it takes you an hour and a half, give yourself 2 hours. Give yourself more than enough time for you to get to that interview with plenty of time to spare in order for you to relax, have a glass of water if you need to, and really get yourself ready for the interview. Make sure, and it's vital, and it's very surprising how many people don't do it these days, but you need to research the company. Make sure you know about their company. Make sure and it's easy as going on Google and typing in the company name, and remember the key facts. You know, what are they trying to achieve within this company, and how can you add to that? That's what they really want to know. What are they really trying to achieve? What are they the market leaders? Do they want to be the market leaders? How can you support them in doing these stuff? So whenever you're applying for a job, there'll be essential skills and there'll be desirable skills. Make sure whatever you do, you meet all the essential requirements. And the best way to do this and demonstrate it within a work environment or within an interview environment is bullet point each point and relate it back to a work situation where you've actually done that. And then you can add the other bits that actually build it into a story. But make sure you highlight that the essential parts that are needed within that job, that you are capable of doing them. Even if it's a telephone interview, smile. Does it kill you to smile? No. You can smile to Jannah as well, can't you? Yeah. So make sure you're always smiling, because actually people can tell the difference whether you're smiling down the phone or you're not. I know it sounds silly. Actually, go away and try it. Speak without smiling, and then speak with smiling. There's a huge difference. You can notice the difference. When you smile, there's more enthusiasm about yourself. And actually, these 2 muscles in your body are probably the smallest muscles. But actually, if you use them 2 muscles, you'll achieve a lot, and you might even smile to Jannah.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you like this video, let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for another video with this brother on CV making.